Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. The VA has screwed up again. I know, hard to believe. Who knows how many people are impacted from their failures? This is another one. It just came out, and this could absolutely have affected you or a loved one. And if it did, you need to go back and figure out how much they screwed up and how much money it may have cost you. So with that, let's dive into it. Before I do, though, I want to throw on a special thank you out there to Paul Lunks. Thank you so much, Paul. Paul Lunks, 8383. I really, truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much for all of your super comments. They mean the world to me. Thanks again, Paul Lunks. All right, let's dive into this. Here's the headline. Survivors did not always receive accurate retroactive benefits for dependency indemnity compensation claims reopened under the PACT Act. Wonderful. Of course they didn't. Because it's one thing after another with this VA. I am telling you, there has been so many things. I'm not going to dive into every single one of them, but a couple of my not so favorite things is collecting money back from pension receivers in an unthoughtful way, considering that pension recipients are typically the most vulnerable, I would say, financially of all of us. If you qualify for VA pension, it's a low or no income type of a program. Thank God it's there, and it does help out. You're not getting rich off of it, I'll tell you that. But the VA wanted to go in and scrape funds back from those folks, potentially pushing them into the streets. Speaking about getting pushed into the streets, well, that COVID forbearance that 40 plus thousand veterans utilized during that COVID fiasco, some folks got foreclosed on. Some folks had to move out of their house, and not a good situation or look on the VA. So here's another one. Let's dive into it now. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. The two asks to really look. Hit the thumbs up and let the video run. If you want to support the channel in other ways, consider being a member. Thank you so much to all you members. All right. Here we go. Survivors did not always receive accurate retroactive benefits for dependency and indemnity compensation claims reopened under the PACT Act. This just came out December 3rd, and I wanted to share it with you here today. Dependency and indemnity compensation is a monthly benefit paid to eligible survivors of service members who died in the line of duty or as a result of a service-related injury or illness. And, considering this is from the VA, this stuff really is frustrating, because that statement itself is not even fully true, which means that when you read it and you absorb that, you think that if you don't qualify under that, you don't qualify for it. And here's the reality. Let me just read that again to you, because for folks that don't understand how dependency and indemnity compensation works, here's the VA to not tell you how it works. What they said here again is DIC, Dependency Indemnity Compensation, is a monthly benefit paid to eligible survivors of service members. Okay, all true so far. And you should say and veterans, just saying, because it's not just service members, right? But let's move on. So service members who died in the line of duty, yes, or as a result of a service-related injury, okay, yes, or illness. Okay, so who died in the line of duty or as a result of service-related injury or illness. Okay, so they don't go any further in this, and it would have been nice to have an extra few words. The reality is that the biggest piece that they missed, and because I don't want to split hairs here, but the biggest piece that they missed was or have been rated at 100% for a specific period of time. If they added that, I would be okay. Okay, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to split hairs. So I would be happy if they just added that piece in there. Most folks don't realize that when the VA is saying as a result of a service-related injury or illness, the death, is that there's two spots on the death certificate. One is cause of death. The others are contributing cause of death. So for example, veteran dies of a heart attack, but had hypertension as a service-connected condition. Hypertension could be listed on the death certificate as a contributing cause to the death by heart attack. That would qualify you for DIC, Dependency Indemnity Compensation. But, whatever. That's kind of splitting hairs a little bit. I think A couple extra words doesn't hurt anybody when you're pushing this stuff out. Anyway, let's move on. Under the PACT Act, survivors with previously denied claims may be newly eligible for dependency and indemnity compensation related to toxic exposure. These survivors may reapply for benefits and might receive retroactive payments dating back to the original date of entitlement. The OIG conducted this review to assess the accuracy of the VBA's processing of dependency and indemnity compensation claims reopened under the PACT Act. The OIG team reviewed 2 statistical samples of claims that were reopened under the PACT Act after having previously been denied. One set were claims that, after being reprocessed, were again denied. The other set were claims that were granted after being processed. Both sets involved claims completed from January 1st through July 31st, 2023. The OIG found that Pension Management Center staff generally denied these claims appropriately. However, there were some inaccuracies when claims were granted. Errors stemmed from unclear guidance, go figure, on how to reevaluate claims and from the lack of information system enhancements, and resulted in a projected $33.1 million in underpayments to veterans. $33.1 million, and not to survivors, not veterans. $33.1 million in underpayments to survivors. That's a big chunk of money when you're talking about having the money in your pocket to pay your bills, to buy your food, to pay for your gasoline, and so forth. So $33.1 million in underpayments to survivors. The OIG made 3 recommendations to correct errors and improve the claims process. Now I'm going to see if it shows me those 3 here, and let's see here. 3. All right. Number 1. These are all geared toward the VBA, so the Veterans Benefits Administration, right? So correct the 2 errors involving prematurely denied dependency and indemnity compensation claims. Number 2, conduct a file review of the reopened dependency and indemnity compensation claims under the PACT Act from January 1st through August 31st, 2023. And take appropriate action to ensure monetary benefits and notification letters are accurate. Number 3, consider whether modifications could be made to the reevaluation request process consistent with the PACT Act and related regulations. And should this result in a policy change, consult with the VA Office of General Counsel. The total monetary impact of all recommendations, $33,100,000. Again, money that should have been payable to the survivors that applied for and got granted dependency and indemnity compensation. With that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.